Chapter 28. I wake up from a deep sleep. The room I see is a far cry from the luxurious surroundings I've gotten used to lately. The only furniture is the bed I'm lying in, and a small table next to it with a jar and a bowl. There's a lit oil lamp on the table, casting my shadow on a wall that's whitewashed instead of richly painted. Someone enters the room. It's the high priest. "Finally," he says. "You gave me quite a fright, Rappahamon. Here, drink some water." He lifts the jar from the table, pours water into the bowl, and brings the bowl to my lips. I lap it all up. "Are you well enough now to speak?" "Are these your quarters? How did I get here?" "Yes, you are in my quarters. As the night patrol was making its rounds, one of the guards found you bleeding and unconscious just outside the walls. When I first arrived at Maruatan, I cured an infection for him with honey and herbs from the gardens here. He thought I could help you too." "You said I was bleeding." "Look at your paws. They are raw, from my trek back to Maruatan." "They don't hurt much." "I applied a paste made of honey and coriander seeds to soothe them. Do you remember what happened?" "Yes." "You were with Nefertiti?" "Yes." "You saw what happened to her?" "Worse. I caused it." I tell him everything. Yes, the lovers, the 5th tarot card in my reading. Seth was the evil force you had to face in your distant future. "Please, no time for that now," I cry. "We've wasted enough time as it is. We must go to the hills to Nefertiti." I try getting up from the bed, but fall back on it. We will. But first let me give you some wine. It will restore you." He leaves the room and comes back a moment later, holding a humble wine goblet. "You will feel better soon," he says, putting the goblet to my mouth. The wine tastes so bitter I stop drinking after a few laps. "Drink all of it." I do as I'm told. The room expands and contracts. Nefertiti is riding in her chariot. The frogs are dancing around the pond. Heket has me in the pool. I'm flying over Maruatan. I'm falling. "What did you put? Wine?" I manage to say just before my spinning head collapses on my chest. Someone is shaking me. I open my eyes, meeting the scrutinizing gaze of the high priest, and smell the musty odor of the attic and bath. "You took us back!" I cry, alarmed. "We left Nefertiti. What did you put in the wine?" "Mandrake." "Mandrake! No wonder I was hallucinating. You maniac!" It was meant to make you sleep, but I might have used a pinch too much. I was in a hurry. The tarot card that stood for the obstacles you would face was the Hermit. Time was against you. You had begun to change." "What do you mean?" "Look at yourself." When I raise a foreleg, I don't believe my eyes. I run from the cabin, jump off the boat, and go to the mirror in the corner of the attic, half covered by a sheet. I pull the sheet away and behold a naked man. Tall, middle-aged, heavy-set, with lapis blue eyes, a Roman nose, long, thin lips, and a crown of dark silver hair. "You were a beautiful cat," the high priest says, "and now you are a handsome man, even with the excess flesh. You are taller than I am, but then you were a bruiser." My eyesight is not as sharp as it was. I have to move closer to the mirror to see my reflection clearly. I still have the star on my forehead, and beside it a faint scar. For the love of the gods, so much has happened between now and the day I hurt myself on the windowsill back in New York. The high priest takes hold of my arm and guides me to the nearest chair. "I'm still hallucinating, right?" I say, collapsing into it. "No, Rappahamon, it is true. Nefertiti's soul did more than just imbue your love for her with passion. It transformed you physically as well. But you must return Nefertiti's soul." "Why? I love her. Now that I'm a man, we can be together." "I believe the reason for Nefertiti's immortality is the loss of her soul. You must return it to her so she can die, and soon, or her soul will become inseparable from yours, like ivy taking root on a brick wall." Nanette's prophecy to Nefertiti. Neither man nor beast will set you free, but the hybrid in between has come to pass. But she didn't mean the hybrid I was, a cat with human characteristics. She meant the hybrid I was to become, a man with both a human and a feline soul. How can I allow the woman I love to die? I ask. Rapa-Haman, now we know the terrible choice predicted by the lovers was between Nefertiti's life and her death. The tarot card strength stood for the influences in your favor. It is your inner strength that will enable you to do what you must. When I give her soul back, will I be a cat again? Yes, you will be a cat again. But as was also predicted by strength, your old self you will shed to become him again, and yet new. I don't understand. The high priest smiles ruefully. You will always have the memory of what you felt for Nefertiti when you were a man. Remember the stanza I recited to you? I am the one that transforms into two. I am two that transforms into four. I am four that transforms into eight. After this, I am one. It is an ancient stanza alluding to the mystery of creation. When you are a cat again, you will be even more human than before. You will be a new creation. His words fail to console me, and I begin to cry uncontrollably. Shouldn't you have told me to give Nefertiti her soul back when we were still in ancient Egypt? I ask between one sob and another. Then she would have died when her time came. It would have spared her thousands of years of loneliness and pain. The high priest kneels by my side. My dear friend, don't you see? He says, putting a hand on my shoulder. Nefertiti was already here in Bath. Her past could not be changed. What has taken place is unalterable. All one can do is shape the present. You can end Nefertiti's misery. She's waiting for you. You've talked to her? Yes. I have told her what happened, but she does not remember. Then if she doesn't remember me, she doesn't love me. I am sorry. Perhaps when she is whole again, how do I return her soul? The way Seth told Nefertiti to surrender it. Will it away. How long do we have together after that? It can be only moments, Rapa-Haman. The high priest gives me his robe to wear, and I make my way down to Nefertiti's secret chamber, shaking with terror. I feel I have no inner strength left. When the high priest interpreted the lovers, he failed to see I'd fall in love. Any other time it would give me great satisfaction to call him an ignoramus, but not today. No, not today. I enter Nefertiti's secret chamber and bolt the door behind me. No one will leave or enter this tomb again. She's lighting incense in the burner. Her back is to me. I call her name. Polione, she says, turning slowly. I rush over to her and struggle against the desire to take her in my arms. Death will not be disappointed. Her face is perfectly made up, as if Tia had done it. Her hair is loose, thick, and shiny with perfumed oil. Her long linen tunic envelops her body as tightly as the linen strips on a mummy, revealing her sinuous form in all its beauty. My heart is racing. She caresses my face with her right hand. On her little finger is the only piece of jewelry she's wearing today, a gold ring. Dare I hope she remembers? Your ring. I do not know why, she says as she takes her hand away, but I could never part with it. Today I will have to. My heart is breaking. Gato Haman told me we loved each other once, she says. For the sake of that love, act now. Kiss me. Kill me with your kiss. Her words are a command, but I hesitate. Kiss me, Polione, she insists. Time is against us. I put a hand on her lips. Hearing what I must do from the high priest was painful enough. Hearing it from her nearly sends me to my knees. But when she dies, I want to be standing. I take her in my arms and hold her tight, hoping death will take me too. We kiss. I feel as if a mighty hand were tearing my chest apart. The pain forces me to let go of her. A pulsating white light leaves my body and briefly hovers between us, before she and it become one. I remember everything from the moment you sang in the tomb, she cries. I remember you cried out to me, and I realized Polione was Tati. I saw you leap between me and Seth. I saw my soul enter you. I heard Seth's anger. It shook the hills. Whether cat or man, I loved you. I loved your soul. I collapsed believing Seth was going to kill you. It was more than I could bear. I take her back in my arms. She leans on me, unable to stand on her own any longer. I regained consciousness, not knowing why I was there. In a daze, I made my way down from the cliffs and found my chariot waiting for me. The horses knew their way back to the city. I woke up in the morning. Oh, my beloved queen, forgive me, I beg. If I hadn't tricked you into believing I was a disfigured man, it was Seth who tricked me. When he told me he wanted my soul in exchange for erasing your disfigurement, he said the loss of my soul only meant I would not have an afterlife. I thought, better a few years with you than eternal life in another world. Seth neglected to tell me that a body with no soul never dies. Although my soul went to you instead of Seth, the result was the same. I was going to live forever. But then I met Nanette. You asked me to forgive you, but there is nothing to forgive. We kiss again. Then, smiling ruefully, she runs her fingers over the star and the scar on my brow. You are the beginning and the end of a dream, she says. Our love would never be understood by this world. We had only moments. We have now. For that, I would give up my soul again. Under the makeup, her face is pallid. The light in her eyes is fading. Recite your poem, she says in a whisper. No longer are the stars in the sky. Nefertiti's body has turned cold. No longer is a man's heart his. She is turning to dust in my arms. Thou, my queen, have captured all. The dust flows to the ground like sand in an hourglass. I remain standing, clutching my forelegs to my chest until, exhausted, I fall down and curl up beside it. Elena and the high priest have been begging me for days to unbolt the door. By now, just as I no longer feel hunger or thirst, I barely hear them. My vision, too, is all but gone. But in my heart, I hear Nefertiti's voice clearly and see her face. The face of the most beautiful woman a cat or man could ever behold. The sixth card of the tarot reading, which went unread, the card revealing the final outcome. Surely it was death. I feel my spirit leaving my body. Wapaman, open, open, Wapaman. My pharaoh has commanded me. I drag myself over to the door, and with strength given to me by the great love behind it, I stand and push the bolt back. I am, and always will be, the pharaoh's cat.